Hi guys, Super Secret Tech here, and I wanted to go over kind of where we're at with Bladefall, Blade Blast, and through some tier 13, 14, 15, that kind of stuff. We did get the 6 link. We did get a +2 weapon. We're in a pretty good place. The clear speed is fantastic. The single target boss damage is okay. It's not quite where I would like it to be. I was hoping the lingering blades would have stacked better. There is a solution for that, which is on bosses that don't have ads, you can always swap Spell Cascade, which gives us this nice blanketing effect, over to Concentrated effect, which will clump them up quite a bit. You can always buy just a conch to swap in and out for that particular purpose. I would highly recommend that if you're trying to get into more in-game bosses, specifically things like Cirrus, the Tier 16, Awakener 8 Guardians, things of that nature, which is basically where we're at right now on this one. The other thing, really happy with the play style of it. So I'm really enjoying the actual mechanical clear speed of the build, and the type of content it is excelling at is very good. It's doing very, very well at 15s, 16s, 14s, that kind of content. You'll notice that the level hasn't changed a whole lot on this guy or the Guardian, and that is 100% based on time and me learning some new things and trying some different approaches to give you a better overall experience, which I hope is successful. Because the one thing I always want to do is give you a better quality for your viewing time. One of the things I'd always like to cover, thank you for the support and helping me grow. I really genuinely appreciate it. And if you would like to help me grow, I would really appreciate it if you would consider liking and subscribing. The other thing is, if you have any questions whatsoever about this build, or about any of the other builds, feel free to comment. I'm more than happy to talk with you, and hopefully we can figure out if you're having a particular problem. Hopefully we can figure out a solution together, because I want you to be successful. That's basically the whole reason I'm doing this. But anyway, let's get back into Blade Blast, Bladefall. So mechanically, I'm very, very happy with where it's at. It has good clear, it has good damage, and it has okay survivability. Being just very honest, the survivability on armor-based characters is very good. It is able to handle the Scourge, even though I often forget to press the button. However, it does not do as well against spells, and that is a drawback to armor specifically. So against physical-based spells, we're okay. The problem is, almost none of the spell skills at high level are physical based, which means that bosses like Cirrus and the Maven are going to naturally be a little bit more, because we don't really get a very high inherent spell block while using dual wielding. So one of the things that you can do if you are in that same boat and you are struggling with Cirrus and Maven, maybe you don't know the mechanics of the fight as well as you would like to, swap over to a shield and run Tempest Shield. That will give you some spell block. And spell block with glancing blows basically mitigates a chunk of spell damage. That doesn't mean that you won't die, it just means that you won't die every time you're hit by a spell. One of the things to kind of keep in mind as well is you can also focus more on regen than what is in the build guide that I will be posting with this one with the pith building. If that is the case and you would like to focus more on regen, the more you focus on regen, the easier spells are, because spells typically will dip you down and you need that response time, and that will just help give you more response time. You can also make some different decisions as far as the fire mastery, to have it less on the life leech and more on the life regen itself, and that would be a very positive overall experience. Is if you don't get overlapping hits, you will run out of mana if you're not using a mana flask. So one of the things that you may notice me doing is hiding for a second while I wait for my mana recharge. That is not necessary if you're hitting, but specifically if you miss or you do not get good overlap, getting that mana back, maybe. And with Drox, it's pretty easy to do, as you can simply just run around the pillar behind him and it will always be kind of like a safe zone. You may have to dodge like a fist or whatever, but it is always available for you. That I have really specifically focused on bossing so much on the clear speed portion of this. The other option you could try is switching Bladefall over to Blade Vortex. So Blade Vortex, while it won't have the giant spread of clear that this build does, it will be much more consistent on the boss side, because the Blade Vortex blades basically compact around the boss, which makes it more basically guaranteeing every blade is where you want it to be. With Blade Vortex, which that is not an option at all. With Bladefall, you're kind of hoping the blades are where you want to be. Blade Vortex, you can actually control where the blades are going to be, is a big benefit. The overall build is going very, very well. I feel like it's in a very, very good place. And I will be putting up a new POB without all the other trees on it, because I don't want it to get too confusing. I feel like the last couple of path of buildings are a little on the confusing side. This is where it is at, so you can see with easier detail. And then I'll have a link to the original POB, as well as a link to defensive and the previous update before this. That way you can kind of go into the more in-depth POBs if you want to, but I wanted to make a more simplified path of building because I'm updating it kind of frequently. I hope that you have enjoyed Bladefall Blade Blast. If you're having any struggles, let me know what you're struggling with, and hopefully I've already covered a solution, but if I haven't, let me know. I'm happy to help. We can brainstorm and figure it out together. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would be so kind to like and subscribe, it does really help me out, and it really does help me grow. For watching, I do genuinely appreciate it. Have a great day, and I hope to see you in Scourge.